Hi everyone, it's Hannah here from Hand Jam Crochet, and today I'm really excited to share with you a stitch tutorial for my Field of Flowers stitch. I used this pattern recently as a border for my baby blooms blanket and lots of people seem to really like it, so here we go. So to start with, you're going to need a crochet hook, a pair of scissors and 6 different colours of yarn if you want to make it how I've done it here, but obviously you can use as many or as few different colours of yarn as you like. Entirely up to you. So the first things to say are that I'll be talking in UK crochet terms, but I'll do my best to do the US translations, but please forgive me if I get it wrong. I get so confused sometimes, as I know lots of people do. So to start with, we are going to make a foundation chain of a multiple of 3. Any multiple of 3 will work for this stitch pattern. Okay, so I'm going to do 15 for this example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So any multiple of 3 will work for this. And then what you're going to do is do a double crochet in the second chain from your hook. So not this first one, the second one. A double crochet in here and then a double crochet in each stitch along the row. So that will end up giving you 14. So you started with a multiple of 3 and now you're going to end up with a multiple of 3 plus 2. So the actual stitch has sets of 3 and then with 1 stitch at either end to finish it off. I hope that makes some kind of sense. So 14 stitches now, a multiple of 3 plus 2. So that's your first row done. So now you want to turn your work and then chain 1, which won't count as a stitch. And then I realised I said I'd do the US translation and I didn't at all. So they were single crochets or double crochets in UK. And now this next row, you're going to do exactly the same. You're going to do UK doubles or US singles in every single stitch you have here. And 14. So here at the end, we're now ready to change to our next colour, which I've used green because these bits for me represent the leaves. So when I change colour, I do it when I complete the stitch. So now this is the stitch at the end of the row and I complete with the new colour. So now you're ready to go. And then turn. So now we need to chain 3, which will count as the first stitch of this row, and then chain 1 more, and this will count as a chain space. And then we need to skip this next stitch, this being the first stitch, counting here, skip this next stitch and work a V-stitch into this next one. So a V-stitch is just simply a treble, a chain 1 and a treble, which creates this nice little V shape here. So that was UK terms, treble, chain 1, treble, or in US terms, a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into that next stitch there. And now we need to, for this now set of 3, we've skipped this one, we've worked in this one, and we skipped this one. So that is your set of 3 there, 1, 2, and 3. So the next set of 3 is exactly the same. So you skip this one, you work into this one, a V-stitch, so a treble, a chain 1, a treble or double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and then you skip the next one. So all along we're going to work in these sets of 3s, which I know is a funny way to think about it, but I promise it really does work. So this counts as your first stitch, so don't worry about that in your multiples of 3. You're going to skip 1, work 1, skip 1, skip 1, work 1, skip 1, all the way along. So now skip 1, work 1, and then skip 1. Okay, so essentially you will have 2 empty stitches in between each of your V's, but because of how the multiple works, it works much easier to think of it as skip 1, work 1, skip 1, because when we get to the end, you're going to skip 1 for that set of 3, skip 1 for your next set, so skip 1, work 1, and then skip 1, which gives you 1 left at the end to work your last stitch into your last UK treble or US double crochet into there. So now we've got 1 stitch at the end here, 1 stitch at the end here, and then lots of sets of 3. So skip, work, skip, skip, work, skip, skip, work, skip, and so on. And that keeps your stitch count the same throughout. So change to your next colour, which I've chosen as yellow, and then you're going to turn, and then you're going to work another chain 3, which counts as a stitch. That's your first stitch there. So this row you're going to be working now into the chain 1s of the last row, so the middle of this V here is where your stitches are going to go now. And for this we're going to work a 4 treble cluster for UK turns. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4, and over the top. Now I realise that was probably quite fast, so we'll go slower for the next one. And we're going to chain 1, and chain 1, and then into this next chain 1 space, so you've got a treble here, a stitch here, should we call it, a stitch here, and your chain 1, and you're going to do another 4 treble cluster in here. So you're going to go yarn over your hook into your chain 1 space, pull it through, and pull through 2, so that's 1 of your cluster made. Yarn over into your chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2, so now you've got 3 loops left. Yarn over into your chain 1, pull through, yarn over, and pull through 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over, go through, pull through, over, and pull through 2. So now you've got 5 loops left on your stitch. To finish it, you go over and pull through all the loops on your hook. So that's kind of what makes this kind of clustery bobble stitch look here. And so then you're going to chain 1, and then into this one again, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then finish the stitch, so you've got 5 loops there, by going over and pull through all of the loops on your stitch. And then chain 1, and then into this V again, go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and pull through them all. Chain 1, and then keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, and complete your stitch. 1, 1, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Pull through all to complete, and then just finish with a chain 1 and then a treble in this last, or double crochet in this very last stitch here. But again, we're going to change colour, so cut your yarn here and choose your next colour, which I've got is pink. As I say, I think this would look really nice in lots of different colours, or even just as a single colour. So join your yarn here and turn. So this row is probably the trickiest row of all of it, but I promise it's not that hard. So we can do a chain 1, and then you're going to work a half treble in UK terms, or half double crochet into this first stitch here. So there's a half treble going here. So now the important thing to know here is that we're not going to work into any of this yellow yarn or stitches at all. We're actually going to work into the green. You're still going to work into that V we created with these really long stitches. So you're going to work a double treble, or a treble, I believe in the US. So you're going to go over the hook twice, and then you're aiming to get into this V here, and you're going to pull it up through here, and then pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2, and then you're going to chain 1, and you're going to go over and over, and then working the other side of this cluster stitch here, but then again into this V stitch at the bottom, the green. So not into the yellow, into the green. You're going to go in, pull your yarn up, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. So that is what creates the shape that we've got here. And then you carry on doing that along the row. So you're going to work a double treble now into this next V stitch here. So pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, chain 1, over twice, into the V, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And you just keep repeating that all the way across to frame the little yellow balls you've got. Bubbles, clusters, popcorns, they all confuse me greatly, but you can call them what you like. I know there are different techniques to making them, but we'll save that for another day. So again, double treble, chain 1, double treble. Double treble, chain 1, double treble, and then the very last time, double treble, chain 1, and then double treble. I suppose this is the fiddliest bit here, because once you finish that, then you need to find your chain 3 at the end here and work a half treble in that to finish this row. So a half treble, half double crochet into the chain 3 from the beginning of your previous row. But again, I'm going to change colour. So take the yarn, and here I've gone for this lilac-y colour. And so finish off your stitch with this lilac and turn. And so now we're going to work a chain 1, which doesn't count as a stitch, and you're going to work a half treble. So half trebles all the way along this row, you'll be pleased to know. Half treble or half double crochet into that first stitch there. And then as we work along this row, what you need to do is in the chain 1 space, which are actually really quite easy to see now on this, you need to work 3 half trebles or half double crochets into these chain 1 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, and then skip these 2 stitches, and now you're going to work into this chain 1 space here. 1, 2, and 3, and that is just how you carry on this row. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, find your next chain 1 space, and it's 1, 2 and 3. And then to finish, you're going to work a half treble, half double crochet into this very last stitch here. And again, we're changing colour, so cut the yarn, and then we're back to the original colour, this creamy white, to finish off the section. So join your next and turn, and this is super easy, this bit. A chain 1, which doesn't count as a stitch, and then you're going to work a double crochet, single crochet in US, all the way along your row. There we are. And you'll be pleased to know we're not changing colour right here. Okay, so complete your stitch, turn your row, and for the final row of the motif, you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to work the same as the last row, which is a double crochet or a single crochet in each stitch. And there we have it. This, however, though, as you can see, is the wrong side. It is quite pretty both sides, I suppose, but this is the right side of your work, obviously, because it makes the flowers poke out a bit. And so then all you need to do to carry on for the swatch is carry on from your row 3, from your green row up, and as you see I've just changed the colour here, but you can do it in whatever style, whatever shade, whatever colours you fancy. So I really hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it made lots of sense. I hope to get better at these, and I'll be back soon with more. Thanks!